Next part of this chapter deals with regions, which is a GCSE topic, so this shouldn't be new. So in example 13, we've got to show the region defined by these four inequalities. And we're shading the region that satisfies those four, which is like opposite to what you often do, is where you're shading where it can't be. But this one we're shading where it can be. Now, to do that, we first draw the lines of y equals minus 2, x equals 5, y equals 3x plus 2, and x equals 0. Well, x equals 0 is the y-axis. We do need to distinguish, though, between the or equal to's and just the less than and greater than. And the way to do that is the or equal to's are solid lines, the less than and greater than are dotted lines. One way to remember that, so you start off with a dotted line for all of them, and then the extra line is what fills in the gaps to make a solid line. So let's start off with the two easy lines. Y is minus 2 and x equals 5. This is a horizontal line going through y equals minus 2. This is a vertical line going through x equals 5. So we're kind of idiot through both of those. Oh, and this is also, I said towards the y-axis, but I need to show that's a dotted line, which is quite difficult to do on the graph. So I'm just going to put a dotted line just to the right of the y-axis. And then we've got x equals 5. That's again a dotted line. Y equals minus 2, which is a slight problem. I think my axis quite long enough. It's a bold line. Just cut the one down a little bit. And then the diagonal line. So we need y equals 3x plus 2. So you've got several methods. Straight lines, you could plot points. You only need 2 points, but you could have 3 ones check. You can use y equals mx plus c. So using y equals mx plus c, I know it goes through the y-axis at 2. It's got a gradient of 3, which means you're going 3 squares up for every 1 to the right. So starting at 2, 3 squares up, 1 to the right. 3 squares up, 1 to the right. 3 squares up, 1 to the right. And that is a solid line. Okay, now in terms of the shading. When it's just x, it's obvious, so you're saying x is to the left of the line, x is to the right of this line. So we're going to be to the right of this line, to the left of this line. Y is bigger than minus 2. Y is bigger than, above, greater than, we're bigger than this line. Y is less than. Now when you're trying to decide which way to shade or where your region's satisfied, you can do a number of ways. You can just test some points within there, which I'll do in a moment, or you just look at the positive Y. And if you've got negative Y, so that's 3x minus Y, bring that Y over, make it positive Y. And then you just need to look at Y. So Y is less than means you're below line. Less than, smaller than, below. If y is greater than, doesn't matter about the numbers, doesn't matter about x, just look at the y in this inequality, y in the inequality, that means you can be above the line. So because it's y is less than, we're below the line. So I'm to the right of this, left of this, above this, below this, so that gives me this region here. So let's just do a quick test. Let's pick a point. So say 3, 6. And let's see if it works. So 3, 6, y 6. 6 is bigger than minus 2. Tick. X is less than 5. Yep, 3 is less than 5. X is bigger than 0. 3 is bigger than 0. And to test this one, 3x plus 2. So 3 3s are 9, plus 2 is 11. 6 is less than 11. So yeah, it works. On to example 14. Here we've got 2y plus x is less than 14, and y is greater than or equal to x squared minus 3x minus 4. So this is going to be a quadratic. So it's going to be a smiley curve going through the y-axis at -4. This is going to be a straight line. Let's do the parabola first. So also helpful if we can work out where it goes through the x-axis. We can do that by factorising. So times together to make that, add together to make that. It's going to be -4 and +1. And that gives us our roots of 4 and -1. So it's going to cross the x-axis at -1 and 4, across the y-axis at -4, and it's going to be a curve, so x, so -1 and 4, and the y-axis at -4. A bit of a slight problem in the graph there. It's going to come off the bottom, so you're going to have to do a bit of artistic license here. So that's a bit mugged. So that should be going lower than that. I've done it at 2, but it should be at 4, so it should be a much steeper curve. Anyway, onto the straight line. What we can do this one is work out where it crosses the x and y axis. So I've got 2y plus x equals 14. So if we cover up the y, that's where it crosses the x-axis. If we cover up the x, 2y is 14, y is 7, that's where it crosses the y-axis. And this needs to be a dotted line because it's not or equal to. So, if we look for the shading where it satisfies, so again, we only look at y in the inequality, y is less than, so we're below this line. Y is bigger than, so we're above the curve. So we're in this region here. Again, same as the last one, you can pick a point inside the region and just check it satisfies both inequalities. Okay, have a go now, exercise 3G. Oh, and that is the last exercise, plus the next. That's chapter 3.